And love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone, you know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory, I tell you how it tastes.
Hello,
and welcome to the
Quadruple Double. Today, we're going to be doing another rookie spotlight. This is our fourth, and I think we're going to do Collin Sexton.
Yeah, so as our last episode, we talked about Mitchell Robinson, who's been trending up recently. And this guy, Collin Sexton, young bull, has been taking, honestly, the league by storm. Because if you look at his last 10 games, I'm going to use ESPN for this. ESPN is a great site in case you want to look at any basketball stats. This is not product placement.
No, but like the main thing about Collin Sexton, well, unofficially, was the first Cavs draft pick after losing LeBron in the offseason. Well, even though it happened before, technically. So he was kind of given the reins this year, as Kevin Love has been kind of underproducing. Thus, his productivity has been very vital to the Cavs even winning the amount of games now. Even though they haven't won that many, it's still his.
For them this year, they knew it was gonna be like this, and it's not about winning; it's about developing. And I know that people, the Cavs veterans, were getting really angry at Collin Sexton at the beginning of the year. He's making mistakes. He's being inefficient, and obviously, as of now, there are still flaws to his games, and we'll get to them later. But I want to talk about the pros first. In his last 10 games, Collin Sexton's been averaging 24 points a game, 3 boards, 2.5 assists, on 54.1% field goal, 49.2% three-pointers, and 87.1% free throw.
I know, but you have to take into account, as you
full
mentioned,
season?
His full season stats.
Which are still, for a rookie, like, look at his field percentage. You might think it's not good. It's better than Luka Doncic. It's better than Luka Doncic right now.
But, like, look, 42.9 field goal from, and then, but he's shooting really solid from three, like, really
41,
good.
and
41.
this is a guy
41.4%.
This is a guy who, from what I know, had a lot of questions surrounding his shooting ability, because he really liked mid-range.
I mean, his EFG overall, if I'm not mistaken, is like 47.
Yeah, and in college,
47.8%. I think.
Yeah, in college he was only a 34% three-point shooter on 2.5 attempts a game.
Yeah, I mean, again, we always use the extrapolation of per 36 numbers. They don't jump that much because Collin Sexton plays so much.
And not, like, this is a rookie though, but you have to take on that responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. So like, the fact that he is given the reins of the offense as a rookie on a team that doesn't really have that much of a supporting cast that's solid, besides like players like Rodney Hood, who can't even get that much, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr.
Rodney Hood's gone now.
Yeah, exactly.
Portland,
but I'm saying for the majority of the season he was on there. Now, so he's averaging 19 points with 2.5 turnovers and anything else that's really that.
And free throw percentage is also really good for a rookie.
Yeah.
And again, field goal, I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Sure?
I don't think he'll, like, in college, I'm going to go
it's
to
not
college
like
again.
It's not like Lonzo.
I know, in college he shot 45% from the field, so I don't ever think he'll be at 50%. But Russell Westbrook's what, 41% on the year? Yeah. So I wouldn't be worried. 43%, I can take it as long as he's hitting his threes. Now, when we get to the advanced stats, is where it all kind of goes down.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the individual advanced stats.
Okay.
So,
but what about? But the thing is, you can't just ignore the fact that he has a negative 0.5 win shares.
yes, but also, and honestly, it's because of that early season struggle that he really went down. If you look, Trae Young had was really slumping at the beginning of the year.
But now his win shares are like really notable. Like they're pretty good.
I wouldn't be so sure, but again,
I'm just gonna double check on them.
Okay, so let's gonna go check that. But again, with Collin Sexton, his offensive rating 101,
yeah, 2.8.
not good.
It's not great, but it's not bad. It's not as bad.
His defensive rating 120, which would be one of the worst defensive ratings in the league this year, and that is what is honestly a little surprising because in college he was more of a two-way guard.
Coming into it, that's not something that. Like a person.
Actually, no, I take that back. In college, he was averaging like 0.7 steals and 0.1 blocks. So maybe not that.
No, but like what I mean is that essentially, just because he gets steals and doesn't get steals and blocks doesn't mean he isn't a good defender. Some players.
Tony Allen.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tony Allen, his defense doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but his field goal percentage of his opponents who are shooting are significantly.
In his case, though, it's bad all across the board. I can't value of a replacement player, defensive box plus minus, and honestly, yeah, defense. At this point, it kind of seems like he won't ever be a lockdown defender in the NBA. But I think if he can be a 20-point per game scorer, then him being a serviceable defender, like not consistently burned,
like Steph
will do well for him.
Well, Steph Curry's a pretty shitty defender.
Honestly, I would disagree. Like 2 steals a game mainly.
No, it's not about the steals though. As
I would
before,
consider steals as a point guard at least.
No, because Steph Curry can be a matchup. He isn't.
It depends. Like against Ben Simmons, yeah, of course, but against guys like Kyrie, not that much.
But the problem is Kyrie can actually burn him because he doesn't have. He literally
and
like,
Curry can
shifting.
kind of burn Kyrie too.
Exactly,
so
but
that
like,
matchup would be all offense. I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you take and what you can give. Like.
Yeah, but again, Collin Sexton, I do think that, like again, the bad still kind of outweighs the good, but
yeah.
Honestly, the 3-point percentage is not only extremely surprising, it's good. Like it's really good. If you're a 41.4% 3-point shooter in the NBA, like you're gonna get a contract. You're gonna be staying in the league. I know that the league's been trending in the direction of 3-pointer, but there still aren't that many guys who are 40+% 3-point shooters and hitting more than 1 3 a game. Like it's not just a garbage time threes. So with Collin Sexton, there's a lot of improvement too. Also, his assist percentage is one of the lowest like ever for a guard. There's apparently maybe one guard in history, or I don't think there's ever been a guard in history who's averaged less than 3 assists a game on more than 30 minutes a game. But I'd also count that as more of a product of how bad the Cavs are as a team.
Well, I mean, you just think about this. He literally is tied for first in the league with games played because he's played all 76 games this season.
And that's like
as a rookie,
yeah,
that's impressive when you have to again durability. It's all a factor, and I think that people take away from that because of how the low amount of success that the team is having. While in actuality, we should be commending Collin Sexton for even getting them to a certain amount of wins.
Yeah, not only that, obviously I would say if Larry Nance wasn't injured, he'd be the most important. But the Cavs, like what they have, especially if they come out with Zion, like going into next season, I know they still might not make the playoffs and they won't. But if you look at, yeah, I do think that they would have a lot of like a great reason to be happy going into next season if they've got Collin Sexton and Zion Williamson, Collin Sexton and RJ Barrett, even Collin Sexton and John Morant, because Collin Sexton might be better off playing shooting guard, even though he's still short. But I think that the Cavs are. So I think they found a good pick, and in the beginning of the year, people were saying, "How could this guy get picked 8th? He's not worth it." 8th
oh
pick.
No, he is.
And maybe the advanced stats don't tell you that. But again, at the end of the day, on the court itself, you see points, you see rebounds, you see steals, assists, and blocks. And that's in a way what the Cavs should look at more.
I mean, he is called Young Bull for a reason. The amount of energy and tenacious, like he brings to the team, like his tenacity, really.
Tenacity.
Yeah, is really unprecedented. I feel like, have you seen that video where he's staring down the defender and he's like.
Yeah, and again, nobody can remember.
That's
and forget that college game where he played where it was a 3-on-5.
Yeah,
and I think that takes a special sort of
player.
It's player mindset and attitude that most rookies don't seem to have.
So I mean, I feel like his ceiling, he could be a solid starter on the Cavs.
I think if the East is still the worst, I think he could be a borderline all-star.
Borderline, like
because if he averages 20 a game,
he could be like just below D'Angelo Russell level. I feel like, is the ceiling.
I think
that's a good.
Yeah, and I think it's like the worst player he can be. Honestly, I think he can be a good backup point guard. Like if that's
that's like
kind of a Patty Mills,
Terry Rozier,
yeah. Again, that's not a bad role in the NBA. Like you're still getting paid, and you're still.
No, of course not. But I don't think with the tenacity that Collin Sexton has, I don't think that's what he wants for himself. He wants to be
I think that's what
he wants to be an MVP.
And that's what differentiates the passiveness from
aggressiveness.
Aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what separates the good rookies from the great rookies.
So yeah, lots of potential for Collin Sexton. Maybe we're wrong, but hindsight is always 20/20. So
Yeah, honestly, with him, it could go either way.
Yeah.
But in either case, he seems still kind of like a safe option going forward. Not one that can
it wasn't
completely drag your team down.
Yeah.
But there's are chances,
Yeah.
small chance, but there are chances that he could be the number one option on your team.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad pick for the Cavs whatsoever. Follow our Instagram at the Quadruple Double. Thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.